I'm surrounded by crazies. I'm sitting on the couch Friday, and it's very possible I'll be able to put together some more video, probably from some video footage taken a long time ago. And, well, we'll just see what kind of shenanigans we get into this week. How many years?
23.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
You know what 23 years with you makes me do?
Drink.
It's not a real mojito.
No.
I'm so glad I've got you as my friend.
What's 23 years, gift-wise?
There isn't one.
There isn't one.
Well, you got Reese's peanut butter cups.
You got soap.
Oh, and we're at Grave. Is it?
Well, somewhere said silver plate. Hang on, this
Oh,
says
guess what?
air.
I got you. On both. Here, I give you the gifted air.
Air, it says theme. What? Like 25th is silver. Next year, 24th is stone. Linens, 28th. What? 30th, pearls. Weird. Okay. Our 18th was appliances.
Do we need no appliances? We might have got a microwave around that time.
Might have. Jade. 20th was China. Is that anything made in China?
No, that'd be like the plates, China.
Oh!
Which I've supplied you with plenty.
So, this year is air.
Again, I give you the gift of air.
Okay,
Isn't that cool? Special, huh?
I feel special.
It's ironic because I gave you a MacBook Pro, right? That's kind of silvery looking.
Yes.
What were you rocking before that?
MacBook Air. Wasn't it?
From how many years ago, you suspect?
It was before Nissa was born. She's 15.
To put it into perspective, that would have been like me using a TRS-80 in college.
Yeah, it's doomed. It turns on and then automatically turns off. You have to turn it back on again.
It was time for the upgrade.
I think so, yeah.
So I've been dealing with a video editing system that has been suboptimal for a while. The problem is the docking station that I go into to get to my multiple screen display that allows me to have my timeline on one screen and assets on the other. For whatever reason, and I guess this is fairly common in Windows 11 with this type of setup, one of my display randomly blanks, and it can be anywhere from 1 second to as much as about 30 seconds. Instead, I'm going to use one of these mini PCs. It's a mobile dual-core i5 with 16 gigs of RAM and a 500 gigabyte SSD. This video, if I'm not mistaken, will be edited on this guy. Okay, we're in final setup, and it didn't take very long. There weren't any problems with any of the peripherals I have plugged in. And here we are. It only took about 2 minutes, I guess. So, not bad. Menus are plenty zippy. Alright, I've been at it for a little while. I'm installing McAfee. If anything is going to slow me down, it's going to be virus protection. But so far, like I said, it's been pretty zippy. And I'm actually really impressed. Cannot explain how blissful it is to use a computer and not have your screen go randomly blank. Super impressed, actually. And I guess the last test will be the editing of this to see if it can keep up. And if it can, this machine gets my thumbs up. It's very reasonable. It's Labor Day, and outside of a little tweak that I made on my shutters and air conditioning window. I didn't do much building, which is weird, considering that was my plan today, was to build. Instead, I was chasing beavers. They got to that little tree. And they got to that tree. Look at their stack. They're making a dam. And that one over there too. So yeah, I was playing lumberjack today. And that was a lot of work. I got a lot of tree to deal with here. I'll put it in the dump trailer and process it and put it over by the fire pit, let it dry out for a season. But it's absolutely amazing how quickly Mother Nature will take over your homestead if you're not on top of it. And this was part yard work, part archaeology, because I was working to recover some antennas that have been overgrown, and I've got tower sections over there that I'm going to get to as well. And I have a nice little plan for this area that has to do with ham radio expansion, but it's also dressing up the yard and getting some exercise while doing it. So, will it happen this year? I honestly don't know. We'll have to see. But I am looking at an antenna that's going to go up in the air. There's my tweak. I actually ran a cedar board the length underneath the windowsill for the AC unit. And I've got my old shutters on. And I think that actually turned out pretty nicely. I'm not too worried about that AC performing and doing its job. It's working good. We'll put the ladder back. I was going to try to store some ham radio antennas on masts that I bought. And I didn't get to that either. So that's what's been going on. I got quite a bit done with just stuff on the bikes this weekend. Did some yard work. Next weekend I'll hitch up the trailer to the tractor and haul some of this brush over to the other side of the yard. And I got my chainsaws in the truck. They've sadly been sitting for a couple seasons, so neither of them wanted to start. You might be thinking, well, gosh, Brad, what'd you use to make good order of those small trees, bushes that you worked on? And yeah, it might have been my Sawzall. So it got me where I'm at. I'll cut the bases down lower when I get the chainsaws running. But we got her done. And I think now I'm going to go in. I've got a fantasy football draft tonight. Pour myself a beer. And Amanda's got brats and hamburgers to cook out on the grill. I hope everybody had a wonderful Labor Day. Well, this has been a long time coming, and I'm sorry to see this particular rack leave my bike, but we've got a slightly different plan as we begin to tour a bit more. And it's been a long time coming because I've had a part on order from Harley for quite some time, since May actually, and we're almost to September, so supply chain issues indeed. So this is what I've been waiting for, a quick detach sissy bar for the bike. As I'm looking, I'm reminding myself that I'm not sure I have one of the seat receivers for the fender. I don't know that I'm going to need the saddlebags any longer with the sissy bar, because I've got any number of bag options that can go on the sissy bar. And generally speaking, I don't travel with a passenger, and I've got a passenger pillion to replace where this luggage rack is. So I'm going to do a little more surgery on this bike than I thought I was going to, and more to come on that. Okay, so I came out later in the day when I had more time and There's the sissy bar. She's on really solid. And the trick to these is you gotta spin these quick connects to get them to release. So we did get the rack that was on there removed, and I removed this plug that brings up, I'm going to use the zip tie to bring up the seat receiver. And I looked in my spare parts and I just happened to have one, so that saved me a trip. And we'll fish this up and through. I'll show you when I get it connected. And there it is. So you want to have that hanging off of this end of the zip tie, and you can fish the zip tie under the fender and hit this hole that brings in that receiver. And it's going to take a little bit of time and some patience, but it is totally doable. And if you've got a situation like mine where you don't have a lot of room with the fender, this is the way to do it. And it's not my first time at that rodeo. I learned how to do that from a biker that was pulled over in a friend of mine at JP Cycles parking lot when I was putting on a new seat on my 883. In that case, I needed to get one of those put on the single seater because I went to the Mustang with the backrest. Good old Lily version number 1. Here's the quick release luggage rack taken off that Softail Slim. I'm going to set it aside somewhere safe. Might go back on. That's the beauty behind some of these quick release components. I can always switch and change my mind. But we have a different plan for now. Picked up the new passenger seat to match my front seat, and that in combination with the sissy bar will give me a lot of capability as far as attaching bags. And in fact, I'm very seriously considering getting rid of the saddlebags and just going back to a swing arm bag for normal trips in town. I kind of like the thinner look. You're going to see that as we get Lily 2 completely built. But I wasn't sure exactly how this worked. Little clip-ins for the front part and a receiver for the new screw hole that I put in. Now, Mustang's pretty awesome because they gave me one of those as well. So I wouldn't have even needed to go to the store even if I wouldn't have found it in my kit. So Mustang is not one of my sponsors, but I believe in their products wholeheartedly. I think every one of my bikes has one of their seats, except for my Street Glide, and it's very possible that that would happen in the future anyway. So Mustang's not a sponsor, although Mustang, if you're watching me, give me a call. As I was taking off the seat, I lost the front receiver. So I did the job twice. Up near the front, I had a little less clearance, so I snaked the wire down and attached it to the zip tie to pull up and got her done. Now let's take a look and see what this is going to look like. And there you have it. Now it's set up so that I can have a passenger if I need to, and I can attach a bag onto the back of the bike. I think it's gonna become a lot thinner because I do believe I am going to take the saddlebags off. It's getting to be fall, and you probably all thought I disappeared, but the reality is I've been out filming this whole time. Just can't seem to get myself at the video editing station. So I guess the good news is I'll have plenty of footage to go through and can piece this together, kind of tell the story. And if there's weeks where I have to be down or I'm traveling or whatever, I'll have some fallback. But we're going to go back into the garage. A couple days ago, you saw me working on the Softail Slim. Today's gorgeous, and we're not going to have many more of these days, but I'm waiting for a friend of mine to call me. In the meantime, I thought, now would be a good time to do some additional bike projects. So we're going to get at it. We're going to put some things away. I got a really big thing of microfiber cloths, and so we're going to start by thinking about cleaning up stuff, cleaning bikes. I'll put those away. And right next to them, I've got a bunch of new latex gloves for doing oil work and things of that nature. We're not going to use those just yet. With the seat, I found all my electrical, so I'm going to put that somewhere where I can find it, because pretty soon I'll be working on the 1200 again. And you'll notice up there that I've got these really nifty LED lights. I picked up a few more of those. Those are wonderful at nighttime. And this evening I might be doing just a little bit more work here in the dark. So we're going to keep installing those. The thing I picked up is this triple zero, or actually quadruple zero fine grade steel wool. And if you don't know why I did that, well, it has to do with Lucy. Because I started to notice that she's getting a little bit of rust on the wheel. And the best way to deal with rust and chrome is some of this steel wool. I'll show you that when I get to there. And I've been told WD-40 along with that helps a lot. I've also got some on, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but on my push rod cover. And so I want to do something about that before it gets out of control. So steel wool with our cleaning products too. And that's fine enough grade that it's not going to scratch anything on the chrome. 2 more of those lights put in. I've got them in a large part of my garage now. You probably noticed the glare, of course, but looking at the bikes, it's awesome. They're only good for external light canisters, so I'm actually working on transitioning one of my other rooms into the machine shop. Yeah, I know. And she's marking her territory over here. I got her off the lift out of the way so I can move the lift. Just a couple more things I need to do before I get back to her. There's the other 3. So I'm debating what it is I need to be doing. And this one's gotten a lot of attention. I still need to put the highway pegs back on the highway bar. And I've got the helmet charging in case we go out with this one. But I think I'm going to look at the saddlebags. I've been on this particular ride because I've been putting off doing some transfer from those to get back the embellished saddlebag tops that I want over here. And that'll take me back to Harley OEM, and I can get Andrea working on some paints if I do that. So that's where we're going to head. Now looking at this, I can already tell it's going to be more work than I was thinking about, because I forgot that these tops have LED lights, which are actually super nice for visibility. It's half the reason I want them back. We're going to start ripping out pieces that we'll use. The whole reason we're starting this is I accidentally backed up into a trailer. Thankfully the trailer was mine. And we put Brett Favre's number in here, which would have been cool in the 90s. Not so cool now. So I bought new lowers off of eBay. So we're going to take these plugs out, and I'm going to probably have to depin that in order to get that back out. So we'll take some pictures, depin it, I'll drill a new hole, put in the grommet again, and we'll be off to the races. We're going to be doing this on both sides, but I probably won't do the drill work. Well, it may make sense for me to do the drill work today, but we're going to take a look and see just what it would take to remove the upper part of the saddlebag. And who knows, by then I might get a call from my buddy and we might go riding. Looking at that, it's not too bad. I've got the plugs out, but I am going to need to depin it even to take the lid off. So unfortunately all my depinning tools are in the house. So that's that. So I guess I'm going to switch to the Softail Slims. Sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. And you might be thinking to yourself, the depinning keys in the house. That's a good idea. And I would agree with you. But the last time I depinned, I was actually in the house. And yeah, maybe it should have come out here. That's fair. We'll work on that and get back at that. I just want to take a second and say, I hope on your Labor Day, you're taking some time to reflect and relax. I know many of you are hard workers, and especially those of you that are emergency services, thank you for all you do. And I hope you get to all have a good time doing barbecues and spending time with your family. I got data transferring, so that's kind of like watching paint dry. Because of that, that's about all we've got for today. I want to thank you for joining us again at Merc Vapor Adventures. Hopefully you found this informative, interesting, weird, whatever. Whatever the case, I hope you come back, and I hope you'll tell your friends. We're getting into the winter season, so I kind of did the motorcycle thing super early this year, and I have a really bad feeling it's going to be a long winter. But I'll try to get out and do some travel, even on 4 wheels, and show you what I'm doing, working on the bikes. Anyway, hit the bell, subscribe, like the channel, and remember to see the beautiful things that are around you every day.